The Beatles have released their new and final song, Now and Then. AI technology allowed for the sampling of a song written and recorded by John Lennon in 1978. It is the last song featuring all four band members. And joining me live is Professor Longbing, Distinguished Chair in AI and ARC, Future Fellow. Professor, how are you this afternoon? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Jenny.
Well, Professor, you are a world leader in AI and data science with numerous international accolades, publications and innovations, so you know this topic better than most. How would AI experts view the role and significance of AI in creating this Beatles song?
Yeah, I think this is a very sweet and incredible AI gift for the Beatles band and also for the fans. From the AI perspective, we could have different versions of the same song to be generated by different AI techniques. So this is sort of like a standard application of the current deep neural networks.
And how does AI separate John's vocal from the background?
Yeah, so we know the different factors, characteristics and patterns related to John's vocal and the background, like accompaniment and also instrumental tracks. So using such kind of different factors and characteristics, we can train a deep neural model, and then we can identify and separate each of them.
Yeah, because we often hear, don't we, that AI won't take away the human aspect, including empathy, emotions and so forth. But what are your thoughts on this regarding music?
Yeah, that's actually a very major differentiator between artificial intelligence and human intelligence. So in the music creation, I think musicians' emotion, mood, and also the echo with the band and with the audience perhaps make a lot of difference, isn't it? And then in the AI area, when we use AI to generate music, so the AI models actually try to learn what are characteristics and patterns in the data. But the human aspects, the subjective aspects like emotion, intention, and interaction between the audience is very hard for the AI model to capture that in a live streaming way. And how to learn that from the historical data, from the trained data, we can imitate that. It would be harder for AI to guess, what would be the mood behind, or for the next moment, from a human musician.
Do you think that might be possible down the track?
Yes, so I think there are different tactics, particularly something called emotional AI. Actually, you try to guess and to learn, the emotion, intention behind, and then, but bear in mind that the current AI still focus on, data-driven and fitting-based, capturing of those factors or patterns, exceptions in the data, rather than really understanding the content very well. But we are working towards that.
And copyright, Professor, has certainly been a huge issue for the TV and film industry, for example, regarding AI. How do you think this is going to play out with music?
Yeah, indeed, the copyright issue would become bigger and bigger across, the different media factor, digital media factors. I think there could be multiple ways to address this issue. So one is, of course, the AI copyright law. We need to incorporate, this bit into the law, into the clause. More importantly, the advanced AI can be used to identify the characteristics of misuse, manipulation, or infringement of, the copyright, and then to segment or classify or label the misuse of, copyrighted materials. So I'm very very active, and I think we in the community a lot of relevant research work on, how to detect the issues. But this also involves challenge, because sometimes when people creating some very sophisticated mixing of, music, and then it will be much harder, because the original materials would be mixed in quite a hybrid way, and how to you develop, original and cross-disciplinary technique by involving both the musical element as well as the law-related matters, into these AI tools would be an important matter.
Because is it something that we need to be mindful of now? Perhaps if somebody was sitting on their computer and using a particular program and say they wanted to make a song with a bit of Beatles influence and they typed that in and then created a song that had a little bit of, Beatles feel, is that potentially something that could be considered copyright?
Could be. I think how to detect, the copyrighted material. So that's one part, right? Recognize that, and then the other part is really to identify and then label the misuse or infringement of such, copyrighted materials.
Very fascinating, and of course this space is not going anywhere, and we really appreciate your time and your expertise. Professor Longbing Chow, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.